Okay, good evening. Hi, everyone. This is me, Veronica, and I'm going to be talking about my assessment for this final assessment. Now, I am going to be reading this book with my students this semester, Enrique's Journey. We're going to be reading it in Spanish. We read it in English last year, so they know the story. And I think it's going to be great for them to be able to, now knowing the story, read it in Spanish and gain the vocabulary and all that. It's going to be a formative assessment, and it's packed with different assignments. So it's an ongoing assessment that will last all of the semester. I've created a web page that the students can access with all the information they need to be able to do these assignments and be evaluated accordingly, following the instructions that are here. It's called WebQuest. I'll put a link on the description below this video so that you can access it in case you're interested in knowing how to do one. It's pretty cool. It's a good tool. So, and I can use it year after year. So I've created this one for Enrique's Journey. All of the information they need. They have a welcome, which is this page here, giving them a welcome in Spanish and also in English. I am teaching IB seniors, Spanish language learners, so they are at a point where they can understand the Spanish, but some of them may not know some of the words or the structures, so they can use the English version if they see they need help. And I'm also teaching Spanish for native speakers. I don't know their level of Spanish at this point, but because we're going to be reading the book also, I'm providing both English and Spanish to help. So we'll be going into a small introduction to begin the book, where each student will have to access, we're going to go to the English part, well, they will have to access a survey at the beginning. Because they've read this book, most of them, well, they know a lot of the information already. In the survey, they're going to be asked, well, obviously, what's their name? I need to know that. But who's the author? Do they remember that? Do they remember where the main character is from? Where is he from? Where can they get information? What web page can they access to get information from the book? This is the web page. They're going to have to look for that. And then, well, how many pages am I supposed to be reading per week? They're going to ask. So 15 per week. This will be the intro. Now, what is it that they have to do during the semester and all of the assessments that will follow? I'm going to go to the English version below. So hello, welcome to the first book in Spanish. We'll go over this together, and there will be 2 different tasks. They are expected to do writing logs every 2 weeks. This is an individual activity where they're going to be, developing their writing skills and reflecting on what they have read, and they're going to be summarizing and paraphrasing and reflecting on the event. So they will have to follow instructions, which I will show you in a second, to be able to write these logs. And then in pairs, they're going to choose, there are 10 activities total, and they are going to choose 2 of those activities, and they're going to have to turn them in and present them, and we'll do like a fair so that all of them can show off, all the students can show off what they have done. We'll go over it in a second. It's pretty interesting. So this is just a page to show you what they're going to be doing. They're going to be doing over here to the left logs, and they're going to be doing activities. So as far as the logs go, this is an image that shows them the layout of how I want them to do their summaries. And with their summaries, they're expected to write an interaction. These are the instructions. We're going to go down here where we have the instructions in English, and I'll go over it. So it's telling them how many pages per week, when to start, when's the completion date, how many pages they will have read by the end of the semester, and then the instructions. Every 2 weeks, you must keep a reading log in Spanish with a summary and then an interaction. Now, I don't know how to do an interaction, they will ask. Well, here I'm giving them prompts, several starters, so that they can so they can start writing their, I think they're expected to do five different interactive interactions per every 2 weeks. Obviously, this is all in Spanish, and it'll get them used to, starting their own opinions and their own reflections in Spanish. I think that this was a very interesting, for example, scene because, or this part is very realistic or unrealistic because, or I think this setting was important because. Obviously, if I go back here, the interaction goes hand in hand with the summary that they wrote. They will be writing no more than 2 paragraphs. Obviously, they turn that in. I correct it. I give feedback. They have to do corrections for all the mistakes they make. It's an ongoing process. It can be a little bit tedious, but they do learn a lot. I've done this before years ago in Colombia with my English language learners, and the results were amazing, and they really did enjoy this. So these are the logs expected every 2 weeks. And for the activities, they have a list here. There we go. We have a list here of different activities they have to choose two. I'm going to go down here to the English one. So they can become one of the characters. They can write a letter. Imagine meeting one of the characters and where would you meet? What would you discuss? Blah, 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 blah. Write an ad for a dating service of one of the characters. Include details such as physical descriptions, blah, 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 blah. Write a radio show version. Create a 20-question quiz with the answers. Act out and videotape at least 3 scenes. So it's just this part they love, and they really do come up with very creative projects. So they choose from the beginning of the semester which 2 activities they're going to be doing, and they know here under grading and assessments, they know when these activities and logs are due, the exact dates. So I'm going to go here below. I'm going fast, I'm sorry. I'm just going to go to the English part here. This is the assessment page where I have all the criteria to evaluate them. I'll be giving them a grade for the logs, and then they'll be getting a grade for the activities. They'll be submitting a total of 14 logs throughout the semester and the 2 activities. The objectives, they have them written down here so they know what they're doing, And then they've got down here the due dates. When do they have to turn in? Oh, did I say 14? No, they will be submitting only 7. Yeah, 7 every 2 weeks. I was going to do it every week, but then that's just a bit too much because they're doing other things as well. Now, they do have rubrics for the interactive logs, what's expected of them. Are they following instructions? This is such an important thing. And I think this whole activity, because it covers so much information, they really need to start, reading and taking notes and know what they're doing so that they don't fall behind and get lost, because it is a lot of information. So are they using the guidelines? How is the accuracy of the summary and their reflection, their interaction? So that's as far as the writing log goes. And then for the creative activity, they've got their objectives here, they've got their due dates, and they've got their rubric. Comprehension, neatness, language use, using guidelines. So it's a pretty cool thing because it's a lot, as I said, because it's a lot of information. They have a blank independent reading action plan calendar here. I give each one of the students, each one of them this, and here they can mark what date they have every 2 weeks, what date they have to turn in their logs, and with a circle or whatever they want, they can mark when they have to turn in their activities. That way they don't, they're not lost and they don't fall behind and they're not like, oh, I didn't know we had to do this. So hopefully this is going to teach them, how to micromanage all of the different assignments that they have to deal with in class, and develop a little bit more their organizational skills. They're going to learn how to follow instructions. They will be reading. There will be a lot of vocabulary building. As I said before, summarizing, paraphrasing, reflecting on events. They'll be practicing their writing skills. And because the book is a true story about immigration, we will be touching on current events and social events. At the end, what I want them to do is really just show off their Spanish. I don't have the rosters or the plans for the students. I don't know who needs accommodations or not, so I'll need to see when I get the rosters how I will accommodate. But obviously these activities there's a lot of space for accommodation here. For the log, they can be shorter, they can be fewer. For the activities, they could be 1 instead of 2. I just have to check with each one of the students according to their needs. Below here, there's the teacher page, a little bit of information about the teacher if they're interested. And there you have it. Pretty complete, I think this pack is. It's going to keep them busy for the whole semester. We'll be reading at some point in class. And so, yep, that's about it. I hope you guys like it. If you're interested, just contact me and I can share this information with you. You can adjust it and adapt it for whatever books you guys are reading. As I said, I've done it before and it's worked. So, and you put all the effort right now, like creating this, gosh, it does take time, but once it's created, boom, you can modify, which is really easy to do, and you can tailor for each class that you have each semester, but everything's there, and you can do it for any book you want. So there you have it. I hope you guys liked it, and if you have any questions, let me know. And yeah, this is my authentic assessment assignment project. Thank you, Dr. Sims. Have a great night, everybody. Bye-bye.